Welcome to the best place in outer space, Kids Planet! Are you ready to join in the fun? I'm Nova, and today we'll glide and jump, swim and kick, run and flip all over the place. Why? Because today we're exploring the universe of sports. What's your favorite sport? My favorite sport is soccer. Do you know what soccer is called in the rest of the world? I'll give you a hint. It starts with F. As in football. Oh no! I revealed the answer by mistake. In the U.S., American football goes by just football, so it can be confusing to people from other countries. When you play football in the U.S., you're playing a totally different sport. Isn't that cool? In other parts of the world, they call soccer football. It makes sense since you can only touch the ball with your feet. Do you practice a sport? Is it a sport you can do alone, or are you part of a team? My brother Neutron is a swimmer, and he also does martial arts. Both sports can be done alone or in a team. You could swim against one person, or you could be part of a school team and compete for your school. Same thing with martial arts, like karate or taekwondo. You can compete against one person or be part of a team and try to defeat another martial arts school. Sports like golf or tennis, for example, don't require a team. You just play for yourself. Mrs. Starr, my science teacher, is more into classic sports that require tons of teamwork. In these cases, when one person loses, the whole team loses. But if teamwork is excellent and they work hard, the whole team wins. I'm talking about sports like American football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, volleyball, and rugby. And there are many more, but these are the most popular team sports in the U.S. Many people have a favorite team. Do you have a favorite team? What sport does your favorite team play? How did you choose that team? Was it because of a friend or one of your parents? Or did you just choose it yourself? Usually, people like teams that they grow up watching because of a parent or a relative. I like a lot of teams, and I usually root for the underdog. Do you know what that is? Let's ask our friend Curious for help. I think you'll find it interesting to learn about underdogs. Curious, what is an underdog? An underdog is a competitor that isn't expected to win a game, fight, or contest. Most people think that the other team or competitor will win, but sometimes the underdog does win. Even though the other team might be better, the underdog somehow overcomes the challenge and wins. And it's very exciting. There are some amazing and unbelievable underdog stories in almost every sport, even in horse racing. In 1980, the United States Olympic hockey team was the underdog, but they won the gold medal. And to do so, they had to defeat the Soviet Union, a country that had won 6 of the last 7 gold medals. The U.S. was the underdog, and beating the Soviet Union was considered an impossible task, if you believe in the impossible. In 2011, the baseball team St. Louis Cardinals barely made it to the playoffs, but their climb didn't stop there. They worked together as a team and went on to win the World Series against the favored Texas Rangers for an exciting ending that nobody saw coming. Sometimes the underdog surprises everyone, even themselves. And you know how they win? Teamwork. If we all give our best, always, and we work together as a team, the sky is the limit. We can do it. Teamwork is simply the combination of efforts, which means how hard you push yourself and how hard others push themselves together. Together, we make teamwork work. In all of these examples, the teams, the athletes, believed in themselves. And if you believe in yourself, you can accomplish things you didn't think were possible. The best motivation in sports is to challenge yourself to become better. How? It's actually very simple, my friends. You just tell your body to keep going, and you train your brain to be positive. When you're running, do you sometimes stop because you're tired? When you're practicing something or training to become better, you don't stop as soon as you get tired. You push yourself a little more each time. Let's say you want to run 3 minutes without stopping. Maybe you go slower when you get tired, but you don't stop. Then, next week, you set your goal to 4 minutes and you repeat the same rule. When you get tired, you slow down, but don't stop. You'll soon see how in just a few weeks, you can go farther and farther, and you become stronger and stronger. You improve and get better with practice. It's the only thing that will get you the win. Have you ever been told that it's not all about winning? They're right. It's about you doing the best you can do, improving your own skills, and growing in the sport you love. All right, I think it's time for our Nova Quiz. Are you ready? What's another name for the sport known as ping pong? A. Cricket. B. Archery. C. Table tennis. D. Curling. The answer when we return. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more Kids Planet! Welcome back. Ready to have some more fun? We're going to continue our exploration of the world of sports. But first, let's find out the answer to our Nova Quiz. What's another name for the sport known as ping pong? A. Cricket. B. Archery. C. Table tennis. D. Curling. Did you guess C? You're right! Table tennis is another name for the sport of ping pong. Do you know how to play ping pong? It's a really fun sport to play, and it's really popular for being a mostly individual sport. Individual sports are sports that don't require teams. You can play yourself or against one other person. Some of the most popular ones are bowling, boxing, cycling, figure skating, golf, skiing, snowboarding, surfing, swimming, track and field, wrestling. Do you practice an individual sport like the ones we just mentioned? In addition to being fun, sports are really important. You know why? Because it takes respect and commitment to become an athlete in any sport. Let's learn a little about those two very important words. When you respect someone, you are giving them positive attention and letting them know they matter. Same thing happens with the sport you choose. It's important for all competitors to respect one another. Whether you win or lose, you must show respect to your opponent. Why? First, because you share the same passion. When you find someone who likes the same sport as you should take the time to learn from each other and teach each other tricks. You should respect them for who they are and how hard they practice. They should respect you too. Sharing a common interest, a passion, or a hobby is awesome. Go ahead and embrace that. Don't compete against each other. Instead, cheer each other on. Well, truth is, you might have to compete against each other at some point. But that's just part of the game. The most important thing to remember is to have fun and to always respect your opponents. Show them respect for their hard work, and they should do the same for you. Being mean or feeling sorry for yourself is not a way to be a respectful player. You have to respect yourself, the game, the rival, the rules, and everyone involved in the game or match. Respect the sport by showing commitment and discipline. Discipline means the same thing, to follow a plan or a routine. Sticking to the sport, even when it's easier to give up, shows discipline. My dad always says, "You reap what you sow." Huh? Yeah, I was confused too. Basically, it means that you get what you give. So if we want to get better at a sport and get great results, we need to give our time and energy to it. We have to work hard and do the best we can. It also means if you don't practice, you can't be surprised if you lose. It's the result of not practicing. And yes, sometimes some people are just plain lucky. Luck exists. It's even surprised me before. But don't count on luck to give you everything in life. Luck doesn't make you great. Determination does. And practice. Now, let's get back on track. Get it? Like a running track. That's one of the Olympic sports. There are many, many benefits to practicing at least one sport. Did you know that one of the benefits is that you learn how to lose? You might ask, why is it important to learn how to lose? Well, nobody likes to play with or against a sore loser, which is a person who complains and argues about losing. You take the wins, you take the losses, and you go with it. Practicing a sport teaches you to respect the game and also authority. You'll need to learn how to get along with your coach or trainer, and you have to show camaraderie, which is being a good friend to your teammates. You will also learn about patience and dedication when practicing a sport. There will be endless days, lots of practice, plenty of hard work. So you'll need patience, but don't worry, you'll develop that skill. Let's continue this exciting journey through the world of sports by adding some fun facts to the mix. Ready for the next Nova quiz? There's a popular phrase or saying that is perfect in the world of sports. Is it A, sometimes you win, sometimes you eat? B, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose? C, sometimes you win, sometimes you sleep? D, sometimes you win, sometimes you skate? See if you can think of the answer. We'll be right back with more Kids Planet! We are back! Let's see if you guessed the answer to our Nova quiz. There's a popular phrase or saying that's perfect in the world of sports. Is it A, Sometimes you win, sometimes you eat. B. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. C. Sometimes you win, sometimes you sleep. D. Sometimes you win, sometimes you skate. Did you guess B? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose? You're right! If you have played a sport, you know that's true. Imagine how boring it would be to win every single game. You might like it a few times, but trust me, it would get old. The important thing is to enjoy winning, respect trying, and not lose hope when losing. Once, we accompanied my brother Neutron to a swim meet at school. There were many participants, but he was able to classify for the finals. He was so happy. You could see he was having fun. The last race was really close, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to classify. Neutron was very sad, but my dad cheered him up and said, "Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, son, but you tried hard." And in the end, that is what is really important. Neutron felt better, and when the meet was over, he congratulated the winners. So, to have discipline, commitment, and respect for a sport, you have to follow certain rules. These are some basic things we can do to improve our focus in an individual sport. We must train harder to help our body and our mind to improve. When we train, we are healthier. We also learn important things about sports. It isn't always a question of effort. We also need to have a plan and follow it to reach our objective. We must start slowly and build up from there. The results won't be seen in the beginning, but with determination, we will achieve them. We have to work hard and do the best we can. We shouldn't push it. Our motivation will make us go very far before we notice it, without even feeling tired. We must train the muscles that are specific to our sport. In soccer, we train our feet. In baseball, our hands. Our whole bodies. Depending on the sport you choose, your training will be directed to a specific area. That's right, friends. And there's a phrase that summarizes this very well. No pain, no gain. It's simple. You work hard on reaching goals, and you reach them. If you don't work hard, you probably won't reach your goals. I mentioned focus earlier, and how important that is when playing a sport. Focus means concentration. To pay attention closely and to absorb all that you can. One very famous strategy in sports is to try to make your opponent lose focus. What does that mean? It means if I make you lose focus, I can make you lose a game. If you concentrate and don't let anything distract you from your goal, it makes you almost invincible. Yup, like a superhero. You'll have absolute control of the sport you are playing if you don't let distractions get your attention. Focus is the key, my friends. You know what else is just as important? Precision. Precision means hitting the mark exactly where it's supposed to hit. It's the ability to do something very accurately without making mistakes. When you are precise, you are exact. Does that make sense? Let's say you wanted to practice archery. You try it, and you're not very good the first time. But then you try again and again, and finally, you start hitting closer to the target. What does that mean? It means you're getting better. It means you're becoming more precise. You might not be awesome at your first try, but as you continue practicing, your aim gets better. And who knows? you might get good enough to compete with the best of the best. The only way to find out is by practicing and getting better with time. Well, we learned a lot about the sports world. Focus is important to reach our goals and beat our opponents. Keep your eyes on the goal. We learned some fun facts that show that sports can be very strange, but never boring. Don't stop searching for the sport in which you're really good. Try as many as you can and which you find interesting. Have fun in the process. Remember, it's fun when you win, but you have to learn to accept your losses as well. Commitment, discipline, and good routine are key to success in anything you propose to do. Push yourself and respect everyone on and off the field. Be a good friend, a good teammate, a good listener, and follow the rules. Sports help us to be healthy. They're fun to watch and fun to play. Do yourself a favor and start playing. Start with any sport, and pretty soon, with hard work, you'll become good, better, and great. Before we end today's mission, we have to make a quick stop for our interplanet trivia. And we are going to need some help. Why don't we call my brother Neutron? Yay, Neutron! I'm so happy you're here. We've learned a lot about the universe of sports today. We learned that there are two types of sports, individual and team sports. Team sports are sports where a group of people or a team use teamwork to reach a common goal. Individual sports don't require teams. Sports like gymnastics and golf allow one person to compete against others by themselves. If you want to become better at a sport, you will have to practice very hard in order to improve. Remember, practice makes perfect. Now that we've reviewed, we can see how much you've learned. Can you tell me in which of these examples is Neutron being respectful? Neutron and his team lost against their school rivals. After the game was over, both teams lined up and shook hands. Neutron got upset and screamed at one of his teammates for giving the ball to the other team. Neutron won second place at his swim meet and didn't want to go up to the podium and receive his silver medal because he wanted the gold one instead. Think you got the right answer? Okay, let's see. In the first example, Neutron and his team showed respect to their rivals by shaking hands, even though they lost to them. They learned to accept their loss and decided to look past it. Here, Neutron is being disrespectful to his teammate. You should never scream at anybody when they mess up because that's very mean. We all make mistakes. Finally, Neutron did not want to accept his silver medal for placing second in the swim meet. He was being very disrespectful to everyone there. Remember, no one likes a sore loser, and it's not fair to the other swimmers who didn't receive a medal at all. Second place is still a big accomplishment. It has to be the first example, the one where he was being a respectful team player. Thanks for the help, Neutron. We must remember to respect not only the game we are playing, but the people we're playing with. And most importantly, that winning, as great as it feels, isn't everything. Great job, guys. I knew you could do it. That was fun. It's that time again. Time to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me on this journey around outer space and learning all about sports. I hope you had fun. See you soon, here in the best place in outer space, Kids Planet! Until next time.